just a few minutes, we're going to take you to the largest Granita festival in Italy. But first, we thought we'd bring you to our favorite cafe to talk a little bit about these frozen delights. Alfred, the Saracens, the Arabs, actually brought the Granita here in the 9th century.
To Sicily, yeah, they did, but even before that, ancient Rome had it. They used to mix honey with their Granita here, and they used to take it from the Alps, and same thing with the Gauls. But here in Sicily, it's a different type of Granita. It's made with, of course, the snows, usually from Mount Etna. What else is in there?
The flavors that are so local and so known around Mount Etna. Of course, they started with the lemon and the strawberry and the peach and so forth. But later on, we're going to taste some really cool flavors.
I have my normal breakfast type thing when it's really hot. Not all the time, but that's almond, and that's coffee. And what do you have?
And I'm having strawberry and mulberry. You know, this is actually a social event here in Sicily to have a Granita and a brioche. You can have it for breakfast, lunch, especially in the summertime, but also in a social event, Alfred.
Well, I mean, people obviously eat it by themselves. They don't all have a social event. Let's go have a dance and have Granita. But you know, normally folks over here will eat the Granita by themselves in the morning time.
Now, the brioche adds a really nice touch to it because it's a little warm, and you put the cold into it. You can dip it.
It's almost like a Portuguese sweet roll. It's very soft. It's very tender and doughy. Some of my friends in the States who came to from Sicily used to call this a Sicilian ice cream sandwich, because this is what you would do. You'd put the Granita in the brioche, and then you just take a bite out of it. Would you like to take a bite out of it?
You go ahead, you go first. All right, and now off to the festival.
Ciao.
Acireale is a city in the province of Catania at the foot of Mount Etna. It's known mostly for its unique Baroque architecture that includes cathedrals and basilicas. People flock to the city for its art and festivals, including the biggest Carnevale or Mardi Gras in Sicily, and since 2011, a festival and competition called Nivarata. The name comes from the word Nivaroli, which means snow gatherers. Tens of thousands from all over Italy come to sample unique flavors.
Mongibello, mandorla, pistacchio e cannella.
Learn more about the history of Granita, and watch how these delightful frozen treats were made in ancient times. Granita was first brought to Sicily by the Arabs in the 9th century. Back then, people trekked to Mount Etna for snow, brought it into caves, and packed it with hay to keep it from melting. Then they blended in local flavors like lemon, strawberry, melon, peaches, pistachio, almond, and other flavors to make these granulated cool treats. Grazino Pranteddu is a maestro from Sardinia who has preserved an ancient method of making Granita from the 14th century. He packs a wooden container with chunks of ice and salt to create a reaction around the steel container that holds the basic ingredients for his Granita.
Honey, water, and white of eggs.
He then twists and turns the container, which causes the liquid inside to crystallize. In Sardinia, they call it carapigna, which is similar to Granita. Grazina learned this method from his grandfather when he was 10 years old. Today, it's more than just a job. It's his passion, keeping this traditional method of making Granita alive for the world to see. That is true for all the competitors who are vying for the title of Best Granita in 2 categories: their own recipe and a flavor selected by the festival organizers.
Il gusto che è il limone dell'Etna, perché stiamo valorizzando quello per il territorio.
This year it's associated to the Etna lemon, which is again a typical product from this area.
At the competition, we ran into our dear friend from season 1 of Yumi in Sicily, Giovanna Musumeci from Randazzo. Giovanna Musumeci.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again. We got to visit their shop in Randazzo last year. This is your 2nd year here. What flavors are you making this year?
This year I make a new flavor. It's called Cammella. It's a name of my my sister. I have a sister, the name is Carmela, and we use the name for this flavor because it's made with apple, mela, and cinnamon and ginger. It's for salutare, and granita for the health because there is the apple and there is the ginger and a lot of element for the health.
Candidato Alfonso Giajero, che viene direttamente da Città del Messico.
Competitors come from as far away as Mexico to this event.
We have Alfonso here. He's from Mexico, and it's your first time here in Sicily entering this. Why did you enter this event?
Well, I have been invited from the staff of Nivarata. I studied in Perugia, a course of gelateria, and then last year they invited me to participate here, so I decided to come and visit Sicily for the first time.
And what do you think so far?
I really like it. Yeah, it's the tradition, the old town. It's very, you know, it's like going back in time to live it, you know, to see the very first gelatieri.
And what flavor are you making today?
Okay, I made one that is Acapulco, I name it.
Acapulco!
Yes. It is a granita made from coconut milk and roses.
One of the awards is named after Don Angelino, Acireale's legendary gelato and granita master. In the old days, Don Angelino rode around town with his treats and used this whistle to call children from the neighborhood to his cart. None of his sons went into the business, but they remember fondly how his father connected with people, especially children.
Era un ottimo gelataio, bravo, ma soprattutto sapeva venderlo il gelato ai ragazzi, il modo di rapportarsi con i giovani.
He was in love with the art of ice cream making, and he was not just a talented ice cream maker, but he was also able to sell it. He knew how to do it, and also had a great relationship with the young people, with the children.
Culinary experts judge the recipes intently. But outside, families and friends get to sample some granita and take in the splendor of the city.
This is mandorla with brown sugar, and the taste is very nice.
Have you ever had anything like it before?
No, not this taste.
We say in Italian, una mela al giorno toglie il medico di torno, and this granita is made with apple, so it's very good for health, it's very good for digestion, and it's really good because it comes from Etna area.
Okay, this is from my friend Alfonso from Mexico. I wanted to taste it, I promised him. The flavor of this granita is called Acapulco. And the primary ingredient is coconut oil, which is very different, and also rose water. Unbelievable. It also has, of course, Sicilian sugar. Very, very, very light. Very good, and like all granitas, it freezes my nose. It's good.